All right, we're ready for another episode of Mondays on Menopause. I missed last Monday. My daughter moved out into her first place this past weekend, so things have been a little bit transitionary here in the Denison household. So new and different. But anyway, I did want to kind of review something that I did. Was it last week or the week before, where I used my folded flying geese, which I have been using for somewhat forever. My earliest bag patterns actually have folded flying geese, and that's from way back 96, 97. So it's my favorite method for making flying geese. Now, this is, for those of you who may be new to quilting, this is what is called a flying geese unit. It's a larger triangle with two smaller triangles attached to form a rectangle. Now, this is the traditional method where you're sewing a smaller rectangle onto the larger one on both sides. Really easy to get them out of being square. You're also sewing a bias. So I tend to prefer the method that I have been using all these years, which is called a flying. No, it's not called a flying. It's called a folded flying geese. And with this, we are going to use two squares and a rectangle. And this piece that forms the actual larger triangle is actually a folded rectangle sandwiched between two squares. So to cut these, the formula is you're going to cut two squares. It doesn't matter what size they are. And then the rectangle is going to be twice the size. So if I had two squares, whatever distance it is for the square this way, and two of them together this way, and then it's half an inch shorter. So you're going to cut a half an inch off. And what that allows for is this point to be a quarter of an inch away from this cut edge, so that when you sew with a quarter inch seam, your point ends up being there perfectly. So double the size of your squares, less half an inch. So then we're going to take our square, or rectangle, I'm sorry, a rectangle folded in half, and line up three sizes. Three sides. I cannot talk this morning. Three sides line up with our square, and our fold should be a quarter of an inch down. You're going to take your other square. All of this is with right sides together, and lay it on top. You're going to stitch it down one side so that once it's stitched, it forms that triangle. Now, if you stitch it parallel with that fold, it is then a sitting duck. And yes, that is my favorite dad joke, even though I'm a mom and not a dad. So you'll stitch it so that that fold is captured in the seam, and the fold is a quarter of an inch down, so that when it opens up, you get thus. Pretty cool, huh? Now, a couple of other things that you can do with the folded flying geese. It doesn't have to stay with a square. You can do this with rectangles as your back pieces. But what you're going to do is you're still going to cut this as if this were a square and not a rectangle of whatever length you want it to be. So whatever width it is, if it were a square, it would be the same way this direction. So you're going to cut whatever this width is, twice that width, less that half an inch. So that then we're going to fold this in half again, always making sure the right sides are out. And we're going to lay it so that the fold lays along that shorter edge with that fold a quarter of an inch down. Lay this guy on the top, and we're going to sew this shorter edge. Let me flip this over so that when it opens up, and this opens up, there's your goose. So it looks like this. So then if you've got several of these lined together, you've got a wider background than just that little short thing. Now I've used this sort of thing on a bag that I'm going to be showing you how to make this in September, where I've used multiple sizes. Here's some little ones, medium size and large size. So I made them all the same height, but these are then in staggering widths this way with those geese. So I'll be showing you how to make this whole bag and such coming up in September. But so you can do various lengths with a goose in it. The other thing you can do is you can also make quarter squares. So this is like two flying geese kissing in the middle. So it's a quarter square. And typically you're going to sew a triangle to a triangle, this triangle to this triangle, and then this unit to this unit. So you've got 4 seams that are all on the bias. But with this version, it's essentially just like our flying geese. They're just touching noses in the middle. Now, to cut and fold this one, you're going to have 4 triangles. They can all be, or 4 rectangles. They can all be different, or they can be 2 different colors. So these are 2 geese, and these are 2 background. And just like we did for the triangles on this regular version, we're going to go whatever the width is of our rectangles, our length is going to be 1/2 an inch shorter than double that width. So if you take the width of 2 of these, you can see it's had 1/2 an inch shorter. And all of these rectangles are all going to be the same size. Double the width minus 1/2 an inch. So 2 of these then, we're going to fold, line up the 3 cut edges, and the fold is going to be in the middle. We're going to take the second one, do the same thing, and those folds should just touch in the middle, not overlap, and all of the outer edges should then all line up. We're going to lay this along one side. Along the side, we're going to then stitch with a 1/4 inch seam along one of these sides so that we're perpendicular to that fold. So we'll stitch it, and then both of these will open up, and you'll end up with a quarter square. Good to go. Now, some people don't like these many times like on a quilt, because people call them toe catchers. But on this and the folded flying geese tote that I also did, so I like that looseness on, especially on bags and totes. It gives them dimension. The other thing that you can do with these, excuse me, is because this is a bias edge, it curves. Now I have some patterns from in the way back times where I've taken and folded these guys over, kind of like you would if you were doing a cathedral star, and then you can stitch those down. So it can kind of give you a curve when you roll it over. But because it's a bias, it'll stretch right into that nice curve. You can stitch it down. Now, another thing you can do if you don't like these being loosey-goosey is you can stitch them down when you're quilting. So don't be afraid of the fact that they have that 3-dimensionality. Personally, I like the 3-dimensionality, but if you don't, you can just stitch them down, whether it's a quarter square or a flying geese. You can stitch those down, or like I said, you can just roll that edge over and turn them into curves. And that's a lot of fun to do as well. So anyway, here's some fun ideas of making flying geese that don't have to be the traditional styles. You can do them with a longer background, and you can do them as a quarter square. So hopefully you have some fun with that, and thanks for joining me. Thanks a bunch.